He didn't put out anything today? Chris, what is this nonsense? What's up, people? Another beautiful day or night. What time is it right now? 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. What? What's up, gamers? We talking about this Activision court case again. Remember I told you the Federal Trade Commission rushed to judgment? Now Nintendo is asking the FTC to dismiss the testimony subpoena. Listen to this. Says here, Nintendo asks FTC judge, Federal Trade Commission that is, to dismiss testimony subpoena in Activision merger case. Remember, Microsoft gave them a 10-year contract. Okay, anyway, says here, Nintendo of America legal counsel asks FTC law judge to dismiss a subpoena that would require Nintendo executives to testify in the Activision merger case. I told you as this case went on, it's going to get pretty interesting. Anyway, let's do this. What's up, Tweaktown? Says here, Nintendo wants to avoid testifying in the Microsoft Activision merger case and has asked the Federal Trade Commission law judge to dismiss a subpoena that would require a Nintendo executive to testify before the FTC. Remember I told you that the FTC don't have a case? Alright. Says here, while the CMA prepares its final decision on Microsoft Activision merger, FTC regulators in the United States are still collecting information in an attempt to block the $68.7 billion merger. Didn't I tell you guys that they didn't have a case? Didn't I tell you that they were just trying to collect information so they can build their case? All right, listen to this. The FTC antitrust lawsuit is currently still in discovery phase, and regulators are looking to major players in the video game industry to provide documents, data, and testimony in regards to pertinent areas of interest, including Sony, Interactive Entertainment, Take-Two Interactive, Valve, and Nintendo of America. Says here, however, the FTC may not get its way in regards to Nintendo. Legal counsel for Nintendo of America has submitted a motion to quash or cancel the FTC untimely subpoena that would have required Nintendo of America Steve Singer, who served as senior vice president for publisher and developer relations, to deliver sworn testimony before the FTC complaint counsel. Then it says in parentheses, a group of lawyers representing the FTC that bring forth the anti-competition charges against the merger. Says here, Singer was the one who negotiated with Microsoft to eventually create the 10-year licensing deal to bring Call of Duty games to Nintendo's Switch platform back in December 6. Singer worked alongside Microsoft to sign a letter of intent or an official early draft of the Call of Duty deal. In the public filing available on the FTC website, Nintendo of America lawyer Leonard Gordon makes a case that Nintendo should not have to comply with the subpoena. Why? The subpoena itself was submitted too late. Gordon argues that the FTC subpoena was submitted weeks after the case deadline of March 1st. Remember I told you they rushed to judgment? Okay, and they don't have a case? Alright. Complaint counsel then it says in all black. Complaint counsel purported served the Singer subpoena on March 29th or March 30th, 2023. Therefore, Singer's subpoena is ultimately and should be quashed, Gordon wrote in the filing. Says here, Nintendo of America counsel goes on to say that there is no good cause for excusing complaints counsel failure to comply with the subpoena deadline. The motion is currently in review by the FTC Chief Administrative Law Judge D. Mike Chappelle, and no decision has been made or published on the matter. Ultimately, Nintendo wants to keep out of the merger talks as much as it can, and it definitely does not want any information, data, or document to be released as a part of the FTC determinations. This is made clear by the massive redaction that Nintendo of America has made in this smaller quash filing. And that is the end of that. What's up, Twig Town, for the article? Anyway, all right. Well, the FTC didn't meet their own deadlines with Nintendo. And that's one strike against the FTC. Strike number 2 now is they never gave Microsoft their due process. And strike number 3 now, they're siding with Sony. But then again, the FTC now, they got some explanation to do because Sony is still acquiring studios behind the scene while they filed a case against Microsoft. So basically, the FTC right now is caught between a rock and a hard place. They didn't meet the deadline. That's 1. You didn't give Microsoft their due process. That's 2. And then number 3, you're sitting here supporting Sony, but at the same time, Sony just acquired a studio about 2 days ago, and they just added them to the PlayStation our family. So the FTC is caught between a rock and a hard place, and like I told you guys before, this case is going to get interesting as the days goes on. Nintendo, they don't want to have any part to do with it. Even though Nintendo had a chance to try to get at Activision Blizzard, they didn't step in. They only got a 10-year contract with Microsoft. So the FTC can't force none of the Nintendo executive to testify now that they didn't file their paperwork on time. So it's going to be interesting to see right now how this is going to turn out. After this news just broke. So more to come from this court case. More the saga continues, with this court case, man. But this is a test of endurance, and this is a survival of the fittest court case, Yeah, but Microsoft beat everybody to the punch with this, when it's all said and done, anybody with big pockets, anybody with big pockets could have gotten Activision Blizzard. It's just that Microsoft beat everybody to it, including Google, including Amazon, Tencent, Nvidia, with their GeForce now. They could have gotten Activision Blizzard. They got the financial backings. Oh yeah, Activision Blizzard was up for grabs. Once Facebook name got mentioned from the very beginning, it became evident Activision Blizzard is up for grabs. First come, first serve. So yeah. But yeah, what month is this? April the 22nd? We got May, we got June. Yeah. The judge now, he can't play favoritism in this. He can't show no favoritism. He just got to call it straight down the middle, So yeah, he has he has an interesting case on his hand that he got to take care of. So yeah, but the FTC right now, they're caught between a rock and a hard place right now. And then you got the CMA, the UK, they got a decision to make. So yeah, things is looking things are starting to things are starting to look good for Microsoft right now. Microsoft got support from countries in this. Countries with governments, and they got their own attorneys. Yeah. And Nvidia I mean, Tencent and Nvidia supports Microsoft. Microsoft been giving out 10-year contracts to who? Ubisoft, EE, Boosteroid, Nintendo, and Nvidia. So, yeah. So now, Microsoft now has to see this all the way through. You know. And, no, but now the FTC trying to the FTC trying to use Nintendo now as a trying to use Nintendo as a scapegoat now. Yeah, they're caught between a rock and a hard place right now, based on this article, you know. And, they got some explanation to do, so yeah. More to come from this case. Oh yeah. Yeah. It says here, what the... Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting court case as time goes on, you know, as days and weeks goes on, and more countries gonna be joining this thing, you know, and more let's see, more Congress members is gonna be joining this, so yeah, I will keep you guys posted on this little court case, big court case that is, especially when you're talking 68 point. What's that? $68.7 billion deal. Yeah, we're talking Activision Blizzard. You know, Sony got the contract. The contract was about to expire. Activision is having problems. You're supposed to be the first one over there checking on things. You didn't do anything. Then there's Nintendo. They could have stepped in, but Nintendo tried to do their own thing. You know, so it became so once Facebook popped up in the situation, it became evident. Activision Blizzard is really up for grabs. Anybody can get them. Microsoft beat them to the punch. Yep. You know, it's Phil Spencer. You know. What'd he say? Sony and Nintendo is not our competitors? Okay. So once Game Pass was up, once they got Game Pass off the ground and running, and then you got Sean Layden, he talking about Game Pass is not sustainable. Okay. Activision Blizzard popped up. Phil Spencer said, okay, Sony and Nintendo is not our competitors. Okay. And once Game Pass was up, that means he looked down the road, saw who the competitors were, and what they bring to the market. Yeah. So once Activision Blizzard pops up on the radar, Phil Spencer talked to the heads at Microsoft like, look, we need to jump at this. What you guys think? Should we help them? Should we care? Should we show them love? Should we show them compassion? Should we show them sympathy? You know? All them questions were being tossed. Okay, go get him. The eagle with his claws out. Got him. And when Sony realized what happened, they ran to the CMA in the UK. Then the FTC, they jump in. Yeah. Microsoft beat everybody to the punch, like Phil Spencer said. It's not what they can do for us, it's how can we help you. Yeah. So with that statement that Phil Spencer just made, that's what Sony should have done. Once that situation start happening, they should have been the first over there to be like, how can we help you? And be prepared to spend some money. But Microsoft beat them to the punch. So yeah. And then this thing when it started off, when this whole thing started, it was just what? The shareholders, the employees, 75% of the public. Then you had 4 countries. You had Serbia, Chile, Saudi Arabia, and Brazil. Those were the main 4. But then all of a sudden, the Ukraine got into the picture. Then Japan, and then you got South Africa. And then Microsoft sitting there passing out 10-year contracts all over the place. Yeah. So They beat everybody to this, you know. Google is mad that Microsoft beat them to the punch. Same thing with Amazon, you know. Amazon got bankrolled. They can get Activision Blizzard anytime. So can Google. Microsoft beat everybody to the punch with this. That's all this comes down to, yeah. You know? And for those people that were saying that it was a monopoly, they really don't know what they're talking about. Because Activision Blizzard was up for grabs. Instead of like, okay, you wake up every day and all you hear is bad news coming out of Activision Blizzard every day. And you got this person talking about it, that person talking about it. Microsoft is like, okay, we'll take care of it. We will purchase Activision Blizzard and absorb all their problems. We'll take care of it. You know, so yeah. That's what this all comes down to. So yeah. They beat everybody to it, man. So the FTC now, they didn't give Microsoft their due process. They were relying on past history. Yeah. But this is a whole different situation, you know. So yeah. Now the FTC is trying to build a case. They're looking for help. The Federal Trade Commission is looking for help right now. You know, they want Nintendo executive to testify so they can build a case. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, they were siding with Sony. And they didn't give Microsoft their due process. So yeah. They're just trying to build a case right now. They filed a lawsuit, but they didn't. They filed a law. It's like they filed a lawsuit and they didn't have a case. So yeah, they're trying to use Nintendo now to bill it. You know. So yeah. And then they're sitting there siding with Sony. You know. And during this whole entire time, you know, from the time Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard, you know. They could have talked to Microsoft, you know, and try to work something out with Call of Duty, but like Sony said, what's his name? His goal is to block the deal. So okay, so now you overplay. Then you turn around now and like, okay, the CMA don't think that that the deal is gonna cause any harm. Like I've been telling people, just because you buy a studio, it doesn't mean that the game industry stopped. Game industry moving. Game industry keeps on moving. You're calling the CMA findings irrational. Sony calling the CMA findings irrational. So now you overplayed your hand now. So yeah, Microsoft. All Microsoft got to do now is stay the course. You know. Yep. The judge in this case right now, the judge in this case, man, he got a case on his hand, man. So yeah, yeah, Microsoft just beat everybody to the punch, you know. You know, people are saying that it's a monopoly, but I mean, they should be. Tencent got bankrolled. They could have gotten Activision Blizzard. So can Google, so can Amazon, so can Nvidia. Take-Two and Valve in this whole, they're the spectators. I mean, Take-Two got experience in the game industry. Valve got experience, but as far as this court case goes, Valve is like, it's like got some things they got to learn. So yeah, it's the nature of the video game business, man. So yeah, but the FTC right now got some strikes against them. They got some strikes against them because you didn't give Microsoft your due process. Now you want Nintendo to testify to build your case. You're sitting there siding with Sony, huh? Yeah, more to come out of this court case though, but I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, so this thing is getting interesting by the minute. You know that there's countries looking at this case right now. There's countries that are looking at this case. Seeing what's going on, and they got a decision to make. So we'll find out who else will join. You know, yeah, and I'll keep you guys posted. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, the Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Star Trek.